Karmic Vibes by VMS. Genre literary fiction, psychological romance, spiritual love. A new beginning. Meera relocated to Bangalore, a successful author of psychological books and memoirs and middle aged love and teenage love poems. She lived in a gated villa in a posh locality with her estranged husband who suffered from a degenerative disease and a devoted daughter who is a doctor. Though she had been married for over 30 years, Meera had never experienced love or romance. Her husband's condition rendered intimacy impossible. She lived quietly, mostly on her huge balcony, observing nature, writing, and teaching online. Her neighbors were curious and inquisitive about her reclusive life. Among them, Rajiv, a businessman with a troubled household, began noticing her with longing. Though he had a wife and two children, connection with his mother and domestic rift at home left him often alone, returning late from work, spending brief hours tending his mother. This marked the beginning of a karmic resonance between Meera and Rajiv, a silent recognition that transcended reality. Silent glances Rajiv's attention towards Meera grew day by day. He observed her quietly from his terrace, noting her routines, her quiet laughter with a daughter, her meditative presence. They never spoke, yet a connection began forming, a telepathic thread across balconies. Meera, observed in her own world, initially remained unaware of his gaze, but subtle energy exchanges, feelings of awareness and longing, marked the first spark of a bond that bypassed language, gesture, and conventional communication. The invisible conversation. Their souls began communicating silently, morning routines, evening reflections, and shared thoughts about channel for understanding one another. Rajiv felt her fatigue, her joy, her concentration. Meera sensed his presence, his longing, his quiet care. They had entered a private universe where words were unnecessary, yet every interaction was deeply intimate. They mirrored one another emotionally, forming a connection that grew daily, unseen by the world. The day finally they spoke, fate allowed a brief glimpse. During a community festival, Meera appeared to on a balcony. Rajiv, alone on his terrace, finally saw her clearly. A dropped diary became the occasion of a single spoken word. You dropped this, he said softly. Their fingers brushed, their hearts recognized what their eyes and lips could not convey. A dialogue formed, not just in words but in shared awareness, a merging of recognition and longing. For the first time, their souls and minds danced in conscious acknowledgement, making a turning. It is a marking a turning point in their silent telepathic connection. The connection deepens by no letters, no calls, no text messages, no physical interactions, only the shared telepathic intimacy of mind and soul. Dreams became their playground, rain soaked gardens, endless walks, shared laughter, imagined domesticity in waking life. Feelings traveled across distance, synchronizing moods, enjoying the joys of echoes and sorrows, sending warmth across the care and reassurance only by telepathic. The intimacy grew intense, spiritual, deeply erotic in its mental and emotional form, a love unrestricted by the physical world. The trials of reality, a construction between their villas, produced walls, scaffolding, and barriers. The once visible terraces were obstructed, physical glimpses became impossible, yet their telepathic intimacy only strengthened. They shared emotional experiences, felt each other's presence acutely, and dreamt together in vivid, intricate worlds. The paradox was complete. Reality barred their connection, but the soul's bond intensified, proving love transcends walls, distance, and time. And during the Diwali, the hearts got exchanged telepathically. During Diwali, Rajiv decorated his terrace with lights and glow, and Meera arranged lamps along her balcony. It is made of clay diyas. Though unseen by others, the ritual became a celebration of their private universe. Through the arrangement of diyas and synchronized lighting and telepathic energy, they communicated. Every heartbeat, breath, and imagined movement carried messages of devotion, desire, and spiritual intimacy. Dreams mirrored the festival, creating worlds where they walked, laughed, cooked, and breathed together, a sacred and invisible communion. The long years of waiting, construction intensified, terraces vanished, glimpses became rare, responsibilities and social obligations demanded their attention, yet absence amplified intimacy. Every thought, every heartbeat, every dream became a channel for connection. Over 2 long years, a soul to soul love became immersive, transcending reality entirely. They no longer desired touch, emotion, or spiritual union, sufficed forming a bond eternal, sacred, and karmic. The unexpected festival, a brief halt in construction, allowed them a fleeting glimpse of each other during holy celebration. No words were exchanged, no gestures were made. Yet the intensity of presence, the pulse of hearts, the resonance of souls reached a peak. Even in absence, they existed fully in private universe, an intimacy impossible to witness, yet profound, real. Their love had become invisible to the world, but absolute in essence. The final obstruction, the construction resumed, making physical sight almost impossible. Yet the bond had evolved beyond need of proximity. Every thought, every heartbeat, every fleeting feeling became a sacred conversation. Dreams grow more immersive, emotions more vivid. They had achieved divine intimacy, erotic in the soul, romantic in emotion, eternal in spirit. Reality could no longer constrain them. Their love existed beyond all barriers, fully, unconventionally, and eternally. And the cosmic culmination. 5 years of silent devotion brought cosmic recognition. Their twin flame connection matured into total telepathic and spiritual intimacy. Dreams became entire universes. Every heartbeat, every sigh, every emotion vibrated in mutual awareness. Absence amplified presence, silence amplified conversation. They were twin flames, separate in body, inseparable in essence. Their love transcended time, space, and physicality. And this is karmic fulfillment. Years passed, life moved on, but their love remained eternal. Meera and Rajiv had discovered the truest form of love, unseen, untouchable, infinite, fully realized in heart, mind, and soul, independent of circumstance, societal expectation, and time. They existed in a private universe, a sacred karmic space, fully alive and complete. And in that silence, the absence, the invisible communion, they had everything. The universe had conspired, walls had fallen away in dreams, and the love had triumphed beyond words, beyond touch, beyond time. The love saga of Meera and Rajiv continues in a Karmic Vibes.